Clerk will call the roll.
Glenn Whitley, County Judge.
Here.
Roy Charles Brooks, Commissioner Precinct 1.
Present.
Andy H. Wynn, Commissioner Precinct 2.
Here.
Gary Fickus, Commissioner Precinct 3. J.D. Johnson, Commissioner Precinct 4. Constitutes a quorum.
Thank you. Our invocation today will be delivered by Rick Marauder from Gateway Bible Church in Southlake, Texas. And I have a feeling I didn't quite pronounce that last name correctly, but it's not the first time that I've messed one up.
That's all right. God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Heavenly Father, we thank you for putting us in the places where we are so that we can bless your people and help those who are around us. We pray this morning for the wisdom to make just and right decisions and to endure your power as we love others. And we just pray this morning in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Rick. Mr. Manius, agenda announcements.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the Court, we have three announcements relating to the agenda this morning. The first one is under purchasing, item 9K1. This is bid number 2014-183, sale of recycled paper. There is a addition to your court communication in your red folder this morning. Also, members of the court, on purchasing also, item 9K15. This is an issue relating to Granicus. We're going to ask that we hold that for 1 week. And then finally, members of the court, on the briefing agenda, on item A, which is a 2014 Taran County United Way update, we're going to take that out of sequence, and when we come to the administrator section, we will handle that first and then go into the administrator section.
Thank you. Court members, you have before you the minutes of our regular meeting of September the 23rd.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. We have several proclamations and recognitions listed, and then we probably have a few that we may just kind of get to. I know that always excites the attorneys as we go through the process this morning. So I'm going to begin by, we have a proclamation for the National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and that's for ratification only, and I'll move its approval.
Second.
Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. And then Commissioner Brooks, I believe you have a recognition.
Yes, we do have a recognition from TXU Energy in recognition of the job that Taran County Human Services has done in providing assistance to our citizens in need.
Thank you, Commissioner Brooks. My name is Patrick Johnson. I'm with TXU Energy, here today to present an award to Taran County Human Services for their endless work that they do of helping our customers in the community. They do a great job of helping our customers with utility assistance. And so for one thing I want to do is, with a challenging year of electric bills being high, or when we go into the winter or the summer months, it never fails that Taran County does a great job of helping our customers. Across the state, they have helped, just to be a part of it, $84 million in utility assistance, helping 455,000 customers within the past 30 years. So they do a great job of helping our customers here in Taran County. So if I want to be here just to show them our appreciation, we have a little award here, and it says,
Come on up, Mary Lou.
Together We Can Stand, presented to Taran County Human Services for their endless hard work and dedication for those in need. And this is for our TXU Energy Aid program for TXU Energy. So we'd like to present this award to them for their hard work in that.
Thank you, Patrick. We appreciate everything TXU has done for us, but we could not do this work without our outstanding staff, and I brought three of them today to introduce to you all. Lisa Selsky, Lisa's been with us 29 years.
My goodness.
She represents our support staff. Valerie Jett is from our financial staff. She's been with us 22 years. And Tommy Hall is with our caseworkers. She's the new kid on the block. She's only been with us 16 years. So we appreciate them. And thank you.
I'll turn around and get a picture.
Thanks to Human Services, and thanks to TXU for being such a reliable corporate partner. As a public utility, they traditionally bend over backwards to help those in need. We get an awful lot of calls for services through our office, and I know that not all the electric utilities are easy to work with. TXU can always be counted upon to go the extra mile to help out people in need. So thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
And you'll move it that we receive and file that recognition?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Commissioner Brooks, I believe you have a proclamation regarding Prostate Cancer Awareness Month.
I do have a proclamation regarding Prostate Cancer Month, and I'd just like to say that prostate cancer affects men. And there is an awful lot of attention nationally to diseases that affect only women. Prostate cancer gets kind of short shrift in that whole allocation of resources regarding our various cancers. And I just want to lift up prostate cancer this month. And Judge, if you would read that into the record, I would appreciate it.
Whereas prostate cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death for men in America, where about one man in 36 will die of this illness, and whereas mainly occurring in men over 65, prostate cancer occurs when cells of the prostate reproduce at an accelerated rate, leading ultimately to the formation of a tumor, and if left untreated, the cancer cells can break away from the tumor, causing the spread of cancer to other regions of the body. And whereas the American Cancer Society estimates that in 2014, about 233,000 new cases will be diagnosed, and about 29,480 men will die of prostate cancer. And whereas the best action to fight this illness is to increase public awareness on the importance of prostate health by urging our government and communities to advocate for measures to increase early detection. And whereas although a potentially serious illness, prostate cancer, when diagnosed early, is usually not fatal, and more than 2.5 million men in the United States with past diagnosis are still alive today. And whereas let us remember those who have lost prostate cancer and share our stories with future generations. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Commissioners Court of Tarrant County, do hereby proclaim September 2014 as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month and urge all citizens to take the initiative to increase public awareness in our community to prevent, detect, and treat this illness. In witness whereof we have hereunto signed our hands and caused the seal of Tarrant County to be affixed this 30th day of September 2014.
And if you will permit me just a personal reference, I lost my brother a little more than a year ago to prostate cancer, and I would like to offer this proclamation in his honor, and I move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
We have this morning to receive this proclamation Dr. Keith Argenbright of the Moncrief Cancer Center. Keith, would you join me at the podium, please?
So, Judge, you said it beautifully. This is not only the second leading cause of death from cancer in men, but it is the #1 cancer in men. And I think that, as our commissioner said, everyone knows someone who has had prostate cancer. And I'm very humbled in receiving this on behalf of the entire cancer and medical community, and are pledging not to just let this month come and go, because this is an effort that we want to extend year-round, and are committing to working with you under your leadership, with other assets within the county, particularly the Public Health Department, to continue this awareness effort well into 2015. So thank you again for your understanding, for your leadership, and for your proclamation.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.
Finally, Your Honor, I have a proclamation regarding Binational Health Week. This is something that we've done for the past several years. It's for ratification only. It will be presented on Saturday. Move approval.
Second.
A motion is second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Just a couple of other folks that I would like to recognize. You know, each month I have an opportunity to call and to speak with folks who have served Tarrant County for many, many years. And I will tell you that when I hit folks who are from the juvenile services area, it never surprises me to hear someone say that, well, the reason that they came to Tarrant County was because of Jerry Wood. Right. They either heard of him, or they heard him, or took a class from him at TCU. They had a chance to meet, and they had a chance to work with him. So about a month or so ago, Jerry called and said, we've just had a young man or a gentleman who has received what Texas Wesleyan set up as the Jerry Wood Juvenile Justice Award. And Ricky Day is with us today, so I'd like to ask him to stand at this time, and I would like to recognize him. He, again, is recipient of the Texas Wesleyan Jerry Wood Juvenile Justice Award. For those of you who may not know, Jerry had served Tarrant County for 38 years and received many, many honors while he was with Tarrant County. Ricky, I understand, is from Coleman, Texas, is a University of Texas graduate who found the desire to go into community supervision and went back to school to recreate himself kind of midlife. I'm going to quote some words directly from you, if you do not mind. From my experience as a single father, helping my son navigate his teenage years in the current culture, I realized how important strong leadership and role models are to today's youth. Ricky, I want to congratulate you on this honor. I want to congratulate you on your passion for, again, public service and to help the young folks. If you would like to make some comments, I would be more than glad to ask you to come forward.
I just want to thank you for the recognition.
Please come to the podium.
Go ahead and come forward.
Okay.
While you're coming, on behalf of the Texas Wesleyan University Board of Trustees, I will say that we chose well.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I just want to thank the court for this recognition, as well as Jerry and Sherry Wood, and the faculty and staff at Texas Wesleyan for this honor. They recognize what they believe is the outstanding student that has a deep desire to and concern for the needs of youth. And like you just read, that is a deep concern of mine right now. There's more to that story than I wrote there, but that was enough to get my point across. And I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Mr. Day, thank you.
Pleasure.
Jerry had planned on being here today, but had a little fall over the weekend and wasn't able to make it. But again, he touched many, many lives. Mr. Days is perhaps one of those through this award. But again, many of the folks who are working at Tarrant County in the juvenile services area are working there because of exposure to Mr. Woods over the 38 years that he had a chance to work with us. a
And
couple of other
Terry's wife is here.
Yes, please stand. Again, thank you very much, and tell Jerry we hope everything that he feels well. Thank you. Now, also, just a couple of events that are coming up. I know that Commissioner Fickus was not able to be here today. They're in a Commissioners and Judges Association conference, but his Empowering Seniors event is this Friday. This event continues. He was the first to begin this recognition and really assistance to help seniors in some of the opportunities that were out there to help them. And that event is this Friday. I would encourage anyone to be sure and if you don't qualify, then be sure and let anybody you know qualify. And as I look around this room, there's most of you, I think, would qualify.
Watch it, watch it.
Now, I also understand that in addition to, what do you got that look on your face for, Beecham? Is that just because you're wearing that jacket? It just kind of comes with it. Not everybody. Mr. Wright, would you like to come forward? I think you have a little payback, too.
I would. Thank you, Your Honor. You know, every now and then the unthinkable, the improbable, and the miraculous does happen. And thank you for that reminder. Saturday, Texas A&M did beat Arkansas. Yeah, I knew that. And Mr. Beecham and I entered into, I won't call it a bet, it was an agreement with Ms. Schneider.
How bad was the beating? I didn't watch.
Never mind that.
Jack has the papers.
We both agreed that we would support Ms. Schneider's favorite charity if A&M won, and if Ms. Schneider would come up to the podium, and if Mr. Beecham would join us.
I heard that all the way up here.
You may have thought that that was under your breath, but it made it all the way up here. Yeah, it would.
We're going to get a picture for, the tax office has an award-winning newsletter. I want this photograph to go in it. I gave it an award so I could call it an award-winning newsletter.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
And I believe that's made out to your favorite charity.
It is, and let me mention that. That would be the Fort Worth Tarrant County Aggie Moms Club, and both of them have graciously donated to our scholarship fund. We certainly appreciate it.
Now, we're fixing to call up the United Way to kind of mark the kickoff. And I know we should do the consent agenda first, but I'll get around to that eventually. I'm going to go ahead and call on Kevin Driller to come up right now and talk with us. Kevin is retired CEO with Alcon. We cannot thank you for everything that Alcon has done for our community in the past. You've been a great community partner. We appreciate that very much. And we appreciate you leading the effort with United Way and helping with that.
Well, thank you, Judge, and it's my pleasure to be here. I have been on the United Way board for approaching 10 years, some of that time on the executive committee. I was a little busy during the integration with Alcon, so there was a little bit of gap. But first of all, I want to thank Tarrant County and the support that you provide to United Way. Without that support, we would not have the success that I think we're seeing. Second of all, your campaign. I mean, it's quite impressive to see since 2010 has actually increased 80%. And it's gone from $50,000 to just about $90,000. I know that the theme this year is auto racing. So obviously a little bit of head start would be helpful. And I understand there's normally a little bit of competition between the city and the, is that true? People are shaking their heads. Yes, that's true.
This is true.
So they've started. So we need to make sure that we catch up. But if you walked into the building today, you saw evidence of some of the traditions of your campaign, which seems to be around food. Judge, if I could do a little bit of advertising for you today, I guess you're working at lunch as well.
That's right. We're going to have hamburgers.
You're going to be doing the cooking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. The last thing I just want to highlight is that over the last 10 years since I've been on the board, and certainly I take no credit for this, the United Way has changed dramatically. And the three platforms, starting with education, health, and income. So instead of redistributing funds to agencies, they've actually built these three platforms and have initiatives against each of those three. So you can be reassured that the monies that you're generating are going towards three practical platforms that will make Tarrant County better as we go forward. So thank you again for your time and for your support of United Way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As Kevin mentioned, we are going to be, once again, competing with the city. I'll be getting with Betsy sometime, hopefully this week or next, and we're going to define the number of employees that each one of us have. We lost the first year, we won the second year, and we acquiesced to a draw. We actually won the third year too, but it was fairly close. And so, just so that the mayor didn't lose too much face, I went ahead and agreed to call it a draw. This year, we're not going to let them get that close. We really need everybody to get into it. As was mentioned, it is a race theme this year, and what we're trying to do is begin today, start your engines. We did that over in the Family Law Center this morning. We're kind of calling it the Tarrant County 100 because we're very hopeful that we can make it to 100,000 this year. We can top that mark. For the last couple of years, the Commissioners Court has had a little friendly wager where the losing commissioner gets to buy dinner or lunch.
I have respect for my elders, so I lost on purpose.
Sure you did. Sure you did. But what I'm trying to do this year is maybe extend that competition to among a few other of the departments, and so we'll have our Commissioners Court challenge. But I thought maybe y'all would have your garages challenge one another. Maybe we can put the criminal courts against the civil courts. The smaller departments, maybe admin and budget and court services. Greg, I don't want you to feel like you've been left out. Transportation, community development, jury services, pretrial, resource connection. You got the big departments, district clerk, county clerk, tax assessor collector, the sheriff's office, the DA's office, put those five kind of working with one another, the constables maybe against the JPs, and then the bigger departments, HR, IT, domestic relations, medical examiner, audit, purchasing. Jack, you need to get into this. Y'all did pretty well last year, as I recall. Yeah, I think y'all won it last year. Elections. Well, it's really better than Arkansas because I don't think you've won any of the last 14 games in your SEC career. So it's and I'm going to say that, and I'm going to eat those words. I could very well eat them this year. Juvenile services, human services, and facilities. Now, I probably forgot some department.
Public health.
I got public health. They're in the big group with HR. Yeah, I've got it here. I've got it listed. You can come up here. That's right. Listen to the tape. But again, I probably left somebody out. But in the next week, what I'm going to try to do is to list the departments, put them in groups. I'm going to go ahead and put the number of employees that we show your department has. And so, if you want to argue about that, you got about a week or so to argue about it. And then we're going to go on the per capita, and we'll get to the end, and we'll see if we can't work out some, I've already told Wilder if he'll win this year, next year when we come to the breakfast, we'll have gravy for him for those biscuits that he was, butter. Well, we'll have butter and gravy, and then that'll really make it good for you. And if you'd like to, maybe we can deep fry them. And just really, So, again, I know Commissioner Brooks, I believe you have something coming up. I've got something here that.
Of course we've got
That
something.
says that there's going to be a mystery.
Oh, but that's not mine.
Oh, that.
I just volunteered to be the victim of that.
Oh, this is the public.
But
This
the
is public.
Precinct 1 Pancake Breakfast is
Okay.
coming up.
We got fish fries. We got pancakes.
November 7th.
Now, right after court, starting at 11 o'clock, there will be hamburgers. We've got 300 hamburgers out there. I'll be flipping hamburgers. So that's going to be right after court today. We don't want anybody to miss an opportunity, but you better get there quick.
Well, Judge, if all you've got is 300 hamburgers, you've already lost.
We'll see. We'll see.
I know you're the CPA and you jigger the numbers. But,
I'm not going to reveal all here at the beginning. So we're just, we're getting a head start, and we'll have a good competition, and then I'm sure Commissioner Wynn will buy again at the end.
No, but you need someone from each county department who is going to take the responsibility of talking smack to all the rest of the county departments. That's how you get a good rivalry going.
Well, I mean, Jack's never been too shy about any of that kind of stuff, and so, Craig or Renee, y'all can pick. Oh, talking smack is Craig's department, huh? All right. Well, we'll see. We'll just kind of get this thing going, and I'm sure Wilder will do all right for himself. So we'll kind of go from there. So again, thank you, Faye, Kevin. Thank y'all for being here today and kicking this thing off. You do great work. One of the things that they mentioned this morning, and to be a little, to get a little bit more serious about it, one of the things that United Way has done over the years is to help with income tax preparation. And you think, well, golly, how does that help the community? Free income tax preparation for folks who are making, I believe, below $52,000. Last year, that resulted in about $4 million coming back to this community in the form of the earned income credit. These were individuals who qualified, who had not in previous years known or filed for that credit. And that $4 million comes back in. Not only does it help the individual family, but that money gets spent in the community. So it's just kind of a recycle. It starts that recycling of that deal. That's just one of the things that United Way has done, has targeted on and focused to help not only help individuals at a time of need, but maybe help them to get out and to get to that point of being more self-sufficient. And that's what we're all working toward here. And so, again, I want to thank y'all for being here today. I want to thank all of y'all for allowing us to have a little fun. Yes, our Commissioners Court meetings are important. They're formal. But at the same time, life is, you gotta have a little fun in it. And we try to do that, and we hope that everybody will take that and understand that as we go forward. So thank all of y'all. And with that.
One more thing.
One more thing.
Yeah. She's not able to be here this morning, but I'd like to recognize one of the brand-new members of the United Way Board, Shannon Fletcher, who is one of my executive administrators.
Right.
Congratulations.
With that, then, we will move to our more mundane business, and we will approve the consent agenda.
Move for approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. We have a couple of public hearings today. Who's going to start up? Jeff, come on down.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And on a personal note, Commissioner Brooks, thank you for your proclamation about prostate cancer. My stepfather of 30 years is a prostate cancer survivor, so it really resonates with my family.
Excellent.
This morning I'm asking the court to conduct a public hearing in consideration of the county clerk's preservation and restoration plan for fiscal year 2015, and following the public hearing to approve the plan as submitted.
This is a public hearing. I'll open the public hearing at this time and ask if there's anyone here wishing to speak to this matter. There appearing to be none, then we will close the public hearing.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Mr. Wilder?
Well, good morning, Mr. Wilder.
I did want to point out that my good friend in the tax department over here was on TV recently, and you know what happened there. I was on TV last week, and I only allowed mention of Tarrant County.
Well, we appreciate that
Dallas
very
County,
much. I mean, he even
anyway,
implied that he was in Dallas.
We can have a little contest with one another. At any rate, we're here today to ask for the approval of our 2015 Records and Preservation Plan. The monies from this come from the dedicated fund that was put aside for this purpose only, and I would ask for your consideration and approval.
This is a public hearing, and so I'll open the public hearing at this time and ask if there's anyone here wishing to speak to this matter. There appearing to be none, then I will close the public hearing.
Your Honor, just a quick question. In your court communication, are you requesting the court to also approve the $10 fee?
Yes.
So that's all part of that.
It's been before.
So there's no change. Okay.
Move for approval.
Second?
We close the public hearing?
Yeah, I've closed it. We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Mr. Manius.
Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the court, we have one additional item for you this morning. This is item number 1. We're requesting that the Commissioners Court appoint Dr. Catherine Colquitt as the Tarrant County Health Authority in accordance to Section 121.033D of the Texas Health and Safety Code. There is a letter in your backup as a recommendation from Mr. Chaneja, the Director of Public Health, as to that particular appointment.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
And, Your Honor, this is Dr. Colquitt.
Good morning,
She's
Dr.
been a long-term employee of the counties and a great physician.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Colquitt. You may have some words. Come on.
She's demonstrating her wisdom already.
Thank you.
Ms. Tidwell.
This morning, we have one item that we're asking the court to consider, and that's to receive and file the Tarrant County financial statements for the 11 months ended August 31st, 2014.
Move to receive and file the financial statements for August 2014.
Second.
A motion is second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Ms. Schneider.
And by the way, Purchasing and Budget Office does have a Joint United Way effort coming up in October already. So just put that on your list.
If you'd have thought about it, you could have donated your thing to the...
We talked all around those things.
And both of you could have gotten credit for it, probably.
Today, we have special purpose budgets for your approval. It is the final action that's required for the FY15 budget.
Move approval of the special purpose budgets for 2015.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Sugar.
Good morning. The criminal courts are asking for an extension to their grant with MHMR for the next 30 days. The advantage is we should be here in the next 2 weeks with the actual grant. So we have received word, so it's just for temporary time.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Greg. Ms. Glenn. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Before I start my agenda, I too would like to add my thanks to you, Commissioner Brooks, for your proclamation this morning. My husband was diagnosed with prostate cancer last year in the fall. It was caught early. He had surgery and has made a 100% recovery. So
excellent.
Thank you. It's very, very important for men to be aware. So for my agenda items, the first item, we're asking the court to receive and file the personal agenda.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Receive and file the personnel agenda. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Our second and final item, we're asking the court to approve changes to the table of organization for public health. Public health is adding a new epidemiologist specialist. This position is responsible for conducting STD and HIV intervention and counseling in the Arlington office. This is a district-funded position, so there'll be no impact to the general fund.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going with Vinnie. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Vinny.
For the court record, I'm Vinny Paneja, Public Health Director, and today we have two items before you requesting approval. Item number one, approval of the Public Health Department's financial year 2015 fee schedule.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Item number two, we're requesting approval for interim financing for the Texas Department of State Health Services Women, Infant, and Children program. The contract with the state is still pending, so it should be here hopefully within the next few weeks. Till then, the interim financing would really help us hold this up.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Welcome
It was
aboard.
your first time, so it may not always go so easily.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Mr. Beecham.
So, Jack, you got to wear that all day?
Until it exceeds 90 degrees. I do have one small
Indoors?
confession to make this morning. One more. I did not and could not say the Texas Pledge this morning, but we have 7 items for your consideration this morning. Our first item is bid award recommendation for bid 2014-183, sale of recycled paper. Recommendation be toward the high bidder, Federal
Well, that jacket's really having an effect on you.
Federal International at the rate of $50 per ton.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 2 is also a bid award recommendation for bid 2014-051. This is a bid for the renovation of the Tarrant County DA Investigation Division office in the Plaza Building. Recommendation be toward the low bidder, Contractor Delivery Services Incorporated, the amount of $310,792.38. If this is approved, we're seeking contract approval as well as acceptance of the payment and performance bond.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Our number 3 item is also a bid award recommendation for RFQ 2014-123. This is an RFQ for professional services for the delivery system for reform and incentive payment program, the district program for Public Health Department. Recommendation be toward Anderson Associates, the amount of $150,000. We are seeking contract approval from the court this morning.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 4 is also a bid award recommendation for RFQ 2014-146. This is a request for qualifications for the consultant pharmacist in charge. We are recommending award to the Evolvers Group in the amount of $20,400. If approved, we're also seeking contract approval from the court.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Our item number 5 is also a bid award recommendation for bid 2014-147. This is a bid for an annual contract for temporary kitchen personnel, juvenile services. Recommendation be toward a per enterprise basis, awarding to AT Staffing, Advanced Temporaries Incorporated.
Move for approval.
Second. Is this something that we have routinely done?
Yes, sir, we've done this before. It's an hourly rate, small dollars. were spent this last.
This is fill-in help?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 6 is also a bid award recommendation for bid 2014-163. This is our annual contract, preventive maintenance on our air handling and cooling equipment for facilities management. Recommendation be to award a per yearly price per building.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
And our last item is also a bid award recommendation for bid 2014-169. This is a bid for the purchase of furniture for the Attorney's Lounge at the Civil Courts Building. The recommendation will be toward a per-enterprise basis, awarding 5 of 7 items to Interior Resources and BKM Total Office of Texas.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Judge.
Jack, let me ask you one question back on item number 2, where we're renovating the District Attorney's Investigative Division. Is that, has all the design been done, and is that work is it ready to begin? When's that work going to be done? And
I can tell you that the completion estimate is 56 days, but David can answer those other 2 questions.
Pre-construction meeting starts tomorrow.
Has the prospective new DA been involved in any of these discussions?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack. Mr. Riley.
I think this is going to be Jack's lucky day. It's only supposed to be 88.
Say again?
I think it's going to be his lucky day. It's only going to be 88.
That's right.
So he gets to wear it all day. I've got one item for you this morning. I'm requesting that the Commissioners Court approve the time frame of 2 years for B.H. Ashford Park LP's letter of credit to be used in lieu of a construction bond for the Ashford Park 2 subdivision in Precinct 1.
What is the estimated time of completion for this particular work?
They have assured me probably less than a year, 9 months possibly. They're ready to go right now.
So the letter of credit would extend?
No, it would be for a maximum of 2 years.
A maximum of 2 years. We typically require a bond for 2 years beyond the completion of the project.
That will be the maintenance.
Maintenance bond.
The maintenance bond.
This is a completion?
Yes, this is for construction.
Okay. Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Why are we doing a letter of credit versus a construction bond?
They have a choice according to our regulations, and he's been reluctant to do a construction bond. We changed the bond back in 2012 to put the developer as the main person as opposed to the contractor in those bonds.
And so the bank is going to issue a letter of credit and give a 2-year length on that letter of credit?
Correct. And at the end of that 2 years, if they're not finished, we can call that letter of credit.
I'd rather have cash, which is essentially what this is, before the end of 2 years.
No, if they do not finish in 2 years, the county can request the cash. Yes. It's got an expiration date of 2 years after the day they sign it, which will be either today or tomorrow.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Commissioner Fickus has an interlocal agreement, and I'll move approval of that interlocal agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Any appointments? Being none, then you have before you the claims, including the addendum.
Move approval of the claims, including the addendum.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims, including the addendum. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Any other briefing items?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Commissioner Brooks, I too, my father passed away with prostate cancer in 1991. he did not attend to the things that he should have. And so by the time they found it, it was way past that point, and we lost him after a year. So
That is much too frequently the case.
yeah. So I appreciate you bringing this to everyone's mind, and I hope everyone does keep it in their forefront. With that, we are adjourned, and the hamburgers will start in 5 minutes.